Welcome back to another riveting episode of Giant James Kitchen. Today I'm going to be cooking English muffins with poached eggs and Hollandaise sauce, which is like classic Eggs Benedict kind of style breakfast in Europe. You probably had it at Cafe Sidel or one of the cafe chains in Hong Kong. I'm going to show you how to make it all by yourself. It's fairly straightforward. You just have to be really patient and don't rush anything because there's a little bit of technique involved. So to run through the ingredients today, you're going to need to make the Hollandaise sauce. You're going to need 2 eggs. We're going to take the egg yolks out. You're going to need 100 grams of butter, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and that's it. And then for the poached eggs, you'll obviously need egg. We're going to toast some English muffins. Get about 150 grams of sliced smoked ham. We'll serve about 4 people, or 1 of me. And then use some rocket, or the American for rocket is arugula. It's quite peppery, really nice and crispy. That'll add some flavour because it's quite a heavy dish. So that pepperiness will kind of cut through that heavy Hollandaise sauce. As always, we try and plug some of the product on the show. You can enjoy it with a cider, maybe for brunch on the weekend. I wouldn't advise it on a weekday because it's 4.8% alcohol and you'd be pissed by 10 o'clock. So let's get cooking. First of all, we want to soften our butter, so do everything on a low heat, take your time. So we're going to turn on our pan, put it on basically the lowest heat possible, and we're just going to melt our 100 grams of butter in there. So that's going to form the basis of our Hollandaise sauce. Now, this Hollandaise sauce is going to serve about 6 to 8 people. So you can't use it all in one go, but you can refrigerate it, but use it within 3 days because it does have egg in it and it will go off if you don't use it. So while that butter is softening, we're going to take the egg yolks out only. So crack your egg, open it, and then just toss the yolk between the 2 shells like that, and you'll separate the egg yolk from the white. You don't want any white in it, you just want the yellow egg yolk. And then we do the same with the second one. And you can use the remaining egg white for cooking a cake or, I don't know, making meringue. So you no need to throw it away, but we're not going to use it for anything. Okay. Second egg yolk in there. So for the purpose of this, for today, we don't have a whisk, but if you've got a whisk, it's really useful. We're just going to use a plastic fork. So the butter's starting to melt nicely. Do it on a really, really low heat. You don't want the butter to burn. You just want it to melt nicely. Okay, and then while we're waiting for that, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, like so. And 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, plain natural distilled white vinegar. This is Heinz, but you can get any brand, doesn't really matter. Vinegar's all the same. Just use 1 tablespoon of that as well. Okay. That'll thin the mixture out and stop it emulsifying or breaking. I can't remember which one it is. So just give the butter a little stir. Okay. Mix in the egg yolk, the Dijon and the vinegar into a little paste. And we're just going to put a very, very, very slight amount of heat on that. So we're going to put it on the lowest setting. You want to cook this really, really, really gently. and we're going to slowly add the butter in. So add about half the butter mixture. And stir well. Patience is key for this, but you'll see, as you can tell, it's really unhealthy, but it tastes amazing. And I think some people season it with salt and pepper, but we're not going to do that till the very end. So half the mixture, stir it, get it nice and thick, and then you're going to add the second half of the mixture as well. Keep stirring. Okay, we're going to wash this butter pan out now. Oh, that's looking amazing. So you should get a nice golden thick sauce like that. Just going to keep cooking it through a little bit on a really low heat. Just keep an eye on that. It's really important that you don't let it burn because you'll ruin it. So we want to add a bit of salt. Table salt's fine. So add a good pinch of salt to the water mixture, and let's get it a rolling boil. So just a gentle boil. And then it's really important when you're doing poached eggs just to put a splash of vinegar in. And what that will do, it will help bind the egg white. So when you pop the egg in, it won't just dissipate throughout the pan. It'll keep it bound together and it'll give you a nice poached egg. So you can see now that hollandaise sauce is perfect. It's breaking slightly. Just going to add a splash of water. So, while that water's heating up and the hollandaise is just sitting there nicely, I'm just going to prepare our buns. So, slice your English muffins. You know, have as many as you want for breakfast. Usually about one per person, but I'm bigger than you lot, so I'll have two maybe. Take the hollandaise off the heat, give it a good stir. Don't let it thicken up too much. It'll start to separate and get clumpy. So just leave it off the heat. Lots of butter, nice and thick. Okay, we're just going to let that cool and occasionally stir it every now and again. Okay, so now we're going to put our English muffins into the oven. You don't have to use an oven, you can use a toaster, but we don't have one in this kitchen, so we're just going to fling them in here in the grill. Okay, so we're grilling them at about 250, 200 degrees. It won't take long for them to cook. Just give that hollandaise a stir. So let's get that water just a little rolling boil. So when you're poaching eggs, you want to be quite delicate. You don't want it to be boiling like crazy, like some sort of volcano. You want it just a light rolling boil so that it cooks the eggs gently. So the water's at a little bit of a rolling boil now, so we're just going to lower it down. So just take it off that. Use a whisk is easier, we're just going to use a fork. Spin the water, and then when you crack your egg in, you should keep it bound like that. And what you'll find is with the poached egg, it'll just cook straight away. You can do two at a time. Probably not a good idea to do more than that. And just keep an eye on your poached eggs. So take the muffins out of the oven. We're going to apply a couple of slices of ham. On top of that, some rocket or arugula, as the Americans call it. Okay, drain our egg. Place over the top like so. Then apply your hollandaise sauce over the top. Don't be shy, it's delicious. And there we have it. Eggs Benedict with hollandaise sauce. Perfect.